Yes, here we go. Again, it is time for another episode of Dead to Us. Woo! We are getting better at it, babe. You nailed that.
We're doing good.
In studio, as always, is my beautiful girlfriend, Shire Spence, in her Wyoming gear, looking hot with a Wyoming blanket.
I'm all Wyominged out.
We have converted you
Yeah.
to the good side, the dark side.
This is like the most comfortable shirt.
Well, shout out to Des and Trent for hooking it up for Christmas.
That's right.
We are here on a Sunday night. Sunday nights are big for us and this show because we watch sports all day and then we watch 90 Day Fiancé and
We
then
basically never move.
yeah, and then we come down and relax. Well, I did a show, but
My watch counts. My watch that you got me for Christmas counts my steps throughout the day, and every Sunday it's like, oh, you normally do better than this.
does that help motivate you to watch? Because doesn't it go off at times and be like, get up and do stuff?
Yeah, but the other day I spent an hour and 15 minutes applying a highlight and walked into the back and sat down, and my watch went off and was like, time to stand. And I was
so it doesn't.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What's the best part of having an iWatch?
I like that it tracks all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that it tells you your heart rate, because I've always felt like I've had like a low heart rate, and I do.
Really?
I have like this, like my average beats per minute, like resting, is 58, which is like,
That's low?
yeah, well, that's like for like what like an athlete does. And judging by today, I am the furthest thing.
Wait, what didn't you do athletic today?
We sat on the couch
Oh,
and
yeah,
watched TV all
So
day.
we're in a low heart rate, low testosterone relationship.
Yes.
Anyway, here we go. This is Dead to Us. Quick shout out to the Patreons. We got no new Patreons this week. You guys are over it. You're like, screw it. I'm saving for Valentine's Day. What's that noise?
Teddy's coughing.
Teddy.
Teddy has asthma.
He does?
Yeah, and he was just running laps around the house 5 seconds ago, and now he just has
Which
a
is
little
called
cough.
what, like the Zoomies or something?
Yeah.
It makes us laugh so hard every time. He'll just go into dead sprints up and down our house.
I know, but then it's so sad because he has asthma, so then he like wheezes and coughs
A
afterwards.
little wheezy. I never heard him cough. I thought he was playing with his ball.
No.
It was a big day at our house because Shire surprised Teddy with a new ball, and he is super excited.
It was a bacon-scented ball.
Oh, that's why he's licking it the whole time.
I think and that's why he was just crazy for it.
Yeah.
I-
He broke the squeaker immediately, which we're fine with.
Yeah.
Because it was squeaking pretty loud.
Yeah.
He's a spoiled-ass dog.
Yeah, but he's an only child.
Well, that is true. So, yeah. Anyway, our Patreon this week is Teddy. He's living the life. But no, shout out to all the Patreons, to our newest Christy, Justin, Tim, Jacob, Robin, all our old school, Dollar Menu, Alex, Bethany, Matthew, Cameron. Me and Cameron were chatting back and forth today. I'm going to have Dan on Craig's Chaos. James is doing better.
I think James is doing good.
James and Katie out there. I haven't heard from my boy George in a while. Rick, I think Rick spent the weekend with my boy Andrew Slater, so that was good. You know, Tone Gordon's making all shit. Everybody's good. Shout out to all the Patreons. If you haven't joined the Patreon, just please do it. I've had a couple people ask me how it works. You just go to it's just like signing up for like Hulu or Netflix. But instead of getting all that incredible content, you get this pretty good content. And having 7 billion shows, you get our 3 or 4 a week. But we appreciate it. It just bills your credit debit card like $7 a month. You can decline it at any time. We have one Patreon that quit on us, but I'm not going to call him out by name because he's a good friend. But he's in college. He's a college student. It was nice of him to sign up for it.
Well,
But so I think we're technically at 34 Patreons. But let's move it up. Let's keep moving it up. If you're listening, you're enjoying this. What's $7 a month? We're putting out so much shit. Or good shit.
yeah.
I mean, we're average, I think, 16, 17 episodes a month.
That's really good.
So for $7, it's like you're paying like 50 cents.
Mhm.
But you don't have to pay it. It's free. We just appreciate you guys listening, and we hope you guys are enjoying it because I always look forward to coming down here. Is this torture for you or you like it?
What?
Doing the podcast.
Oh, I thought you meant all this pitching.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. I hate pitching, so we're done with it.
Yeah, no, I like recording.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun.
I like it when people like talk to me about you. Like, I listened to Dead to Us and it's awesome.
Yeah. Or like Amanda texted me the other day and was like, "Why don't you just take the job of the guy that got fired that we talked about last week?"
Who?
The crazy story about the guy that worked at my salon and he made up all those crazy stories to get out of doing the current job that I'm in, and then he got fired.
You would have to move to New York if you did that, though, right?
I'm in the same job as him. But it's just funny because I haven't talked to her about that. And then she texted me today and was like, "Well, why don't you just take his job?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, we talked about that."
Well, you're going to New York. What? It's like next week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Me and Teddy will be here by ourselves.
Yeah, it's really soon.
We're going to have to record without you. Maybe on the phone.
Without me?
No, I mean, we can't record without you. This show is me and you. I don't have a sit-in girlfriend when you're gone.
Well, we could figure something
Here's
out.
a question that I hope didn't upset you, but yesterday, like, I think it's just a dude thing, and I have to remember I have a girlfriend, and I don't ever want to hurt your feelings, but I think just my whole life, if I'm ever in a wedding, it's just natural to be like, when you're a groomsman, you go, do I walk with the hot chick? And then when I said that, you're like, why does that matter? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just trained. That's just, don't you do that as a bridesmaid? Would you walk and say, is the guy cool or something? Or
no, I wouldn't care at all because you walk with them for like 5 seconds.
I know, but then I was like, I don't know why that. I mean, it really did happen, which is funny. Well, there's a funnier part to the story too, but. Then when I said that, you're like, why does it matter if she's hot? I was like, I don't know. I guess it doesn't. But I mean, if I'm walking down the aisle with someone, if I have to do that, you wouldn't want it to be with like the gross person, would you? Like these 600-pound people that you watch on. Or I don't know. I guess this is sounding so shallow and bad. But anyway, when you drove off last night, I was like, first of all, I was like, your car's so fucking annoying. I got out of your car and I was walking back into the venue, and your stupid GPS was going off, and I thought it was from a bar across the street. That's how loud it is. That stupid noise. It goes boo doo boo doo doo doo. And I was like, oh, what is that? And I was like, oh my God, that's my girlfriend's car.
Well, at least I have a car.
Wow. Where's my sound effects? The crowd goes crazy. Well, anyway, just to go back to that story, I don't know why I said that, and I don't know why that matters. You were right, but...
Well, did you get the hot girl?
No. But I got... The funny part of the story is that the dude getting married was like, no, you got an all right girl, but my girlfriend hates her. My fiance hates her, and I was like... Oh, wait, that doesn't make any sense. If you hate someone, why would you put them in your wedding? I don't know if I'm be able to write a joke about it, but then I was like, well, she hates her. Why is she in the wedding? And he was just like, that's just girl shit. That's how they do it. They've been best friends forever. I was like, again, why would you say you're best friends with someone you hate?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. So we're going to go to a wedding.
I won't have anybody that I hate in my wedding.
And I'm also writing a joke about, and I don't think it's that much of a joke, about Shire. Shire bought us a trip to Hawaii for Valentine's Day, and now she just bought us a trip to Mexico for her birthday. And I think it's her just saying, are you going to propose to me or what? I'm putting you on fucking beaches in exotic places. Where's the ring at?
I'm giving you every opportunity.
Which I'm sure all you guys listening are like, yeah, when are you going to do it? I really probably get a message a day about that. Like, Shire made these incredible homemade nachos for football today, and I put a picture on it, and I had 2 people send me messages like, you better put a ring on it. Where's the ring at? I'm like, I get it. I know. I need a family heirloom. Well, my friend that I was just talking about the wedding, he's so funny, and he was like, dude, I got off pretty cheap on the ring because we watched all those diamond documentaries on Netflix, and she was like, well, fuck it, I hate diamonds now. So I got to get her like a cool moon ring. off of Etsy. I was like, damn, I got to make Shire. I shouldn't have just gave away my plan.
Well,
I go, well, except
told
for,
you
I go,
other-
Shire sends me rings. This is a Shire move. She'll just send me a ring and she'll be like, and I'll look at it. It'll be like 95,000. And she'll be like, obviously not this one, but this is like just the style I like. This is like the style I like. It's like, oh, okay. That's the style we're looking for. This $95,000. I was like, yeah, it's a pretty beautiful ring. I like the style.
Well, that ring in particular popped up on my Facebook and I was like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. And I clicked on it and I didn't see the price until after, like, once I clicked on it, that's when the price popped up. And then I started laughing and I was like, well, okay, yeah, it's $100,000. And then I sent it to you because it's $100,000.
Yeah, we have such a weird thing going here. Because another thing I did the other day is I bought a full baby outfit that I fell in love with.
Yeah, I come home and there's this onesie snowsuit for like a 15-month-old just sitting on our table. And you're like, well, do you have a baby hanger? And I'm like, why would I have a baby hanger?
So I went to Cheyenne. I love like vintage stuff. I'm into old stuff. So I love to go to like antique malls and try to find stuff. And I went to this antique mall and I found this. There was like a old school baby onesie.
It's like a snowsuit.
Yeah, a snowsuit with a little dog on it. It is incredible. And it's probably from like the 70s. It's from J.C. Penney.
It's got to be older than that.
Yeah, it might be from the 60s. And it's in perfect condition. So then I went and looked at it. And it's incredible. It has a little booties and little footsies for that you can button on to this thing. It's incredible. Yeah. And then it was $7, and I was like, I can't really waste $7. That's a Patreon. No, I was like, it's $7. I was like, well, we don't have a kid. I mean, we want to have kids one day, but we don't have a kid. And then I walked around the store, and then I went back, and then on the back, so it was just a handwritten price tag, and it was like vintage 1960s JCPenney. Then I flipped it over, and on the back side, there was a personal note that said, the grandpa who wore this is now a grandpa to his own grandkids. And I was like, I got to get it. And it was 30% off, so I bought it for like $5.19. And I could put it on eBay and probably sell it for $50 tomorrow if I wanted to, at least, because it's in perfect condition. But
it honestly doesn't seem like it would be that warm.
I don't know, but it is cute though, right? It's
cute.
Like teal blue, and then it has like a dog.
It is not teal blue.
What is it?
It's like powder blue.
I
It's
don't
like
know. I'm gonna put a picture up for the Patreons. You know what? Patreons. This is the hookup you'll get. Is that you'll get to see what weird baby clothes Brandt's buying. And maybe I think I still have that ring. I'll put a picture of the $95,000 ring you want. Pedersen, help me out. So anyway, what else is up? We might have some big news coming, and I hate when people do this, but this is me stopping myself from talking about all the big stuff that might be coming.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I mean.
You hate this.
So anyway.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
All right. Hopefully we'll have cool stuff to tell you at some point. What else?
I think you should teach me about sport.
Teacher about sports. Get off of that. Here we go. It is time for everyone's favorite Teach Shire Sports.
I like your announcement voice.
Shire's on fire. Okay, we're going to do something a little different today because you've been nailing the trivia. First of all, we have to give a shout out for Shire's picks because Shire's on fire. With her football pick, she picked LSU to win the national championship. What was the score you picked?
I picked 48-17.
And I think it ended up like 45-7. You were close.
45-24, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you had LSU. Let me look real quick. You picked LSU to beat Clemson with a score of what did you say it was?
48-17.
48-17.
Mm-hmm.
So you were close, and LSU won 42-25. And then today you had, in the AFC Championship, you had the Chiefs, and they won. Mm-hmm. And then you had the Packers, and they didn't.
Babe, what?
But you went 2 out of 3.
Worse than watching the football?
What's worse than watching football?
No,
Nothing. I'm so sad.
The Super Bowl.
What's worse than watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
everything. The
When-
Super Bowl is the best.
When you don't know football, what's worse than watching the Super Bowl? I'll tell you.
What?
It's a Super Bowl where they all wear the exact same thing.
Yeah, wait, what did you say you knew about football today? When I asked you about football and you said...
Oh, I just said that to me it just looks like a bunch of ants jumping on a pile of crumbs.
That's football in our household. So luckily, I thank God, I'm going to say this. The iPhone is a great invention for so many reasons, but thank God it's there because it so entertains you while I watch football. I don't know what you're doing on it, but you just stare at your
I'm
phone.
booking trips all over the world so that you can maybe, hopefully propose to me.
Oh, yeah. What was your
day.
joke last night when I was like, what island are we going to in Hawaii? And what did you say?
I said the island of please propose to me.
A lot of pressure in this house. A lot of pressure. You know, I have to make this happen. You know what? I'm just gonna.
Well, do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I'm just worried that I might be like, will you? I don't have a car. I'm a stupid comedian.
No,
will
God,
you please
no,
marry
please.
me?
No.
Oh, how'd we know it was going to be that button?
God, please, no. No. No.
How dare you?
Why do you?
Hold on, he's got about 9 more buttons to press.
Why do you
And
give
then we
away?
can resume.
Why do you give away my sound effects? All right, it's back. Back to Teach Shire Sports with the little jazz in the background. Okay, let's be serious. But anyway, quick shout. Oh, we don't have to do it this week.
Okay.
Oh, no, you'll be gone next week. So in case I forget, would you like to, you went 2 out of 3 this last week. You've been doing pretty good in football. Mm-hmm. Here's the line just came out for the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know why I always give the spread because you could give a shit less. But here, the Kansas City Chiefs are favorite against the San Francisco 49ers. They are 1.5 point favorites in Miami, Florida. Mm-hmm. So no team will really have a home field advantage, which doesn't really matter in the Super Bowl because it's a corporate event. Mm-hmm. Trust me, I know. I've been there. Mm-hmm. Sat 3 rows behind the Seahawks bench when they destroyed the Broncos. Worst day of my life. Story for another time. But back to Shire's picks. Who is the great mastermind of comedy, football, knowledge, and sportsmanship, Shire, picking to win Super Bowl 54, I think.
I think the 49ers.
49ers. Woo! You hear it first,
I'll
guys.
tell you why.
Oh, hold on. Now we have a shit, I was going to go to sound effects, but okay, just please tell me why.
Because I feel like Kansas and Florida are very different places.
True.
But I feel like California and Florida aren't that different. So the 49ers might actually feel like they have a home field advantage.
That's the expertise we love from you, is that California is more like Florida than Kansas is. So there you go. If you're looking to bet the Super Bowl, I would not go against that advice. She has been hot, and she believes that San Francisco is closer to Miami stylistic than Kansas City is. And I can't argue with that. When you're right, you're right. I'm going to have to get a you're right button. Okay, so there's that. Thank you for that pick. Any other sports stuff before we go to your questions?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay. Here, instead of doing sports trivia, I'm going to ask you questions for athletes and coaches to consider.
Oh.
So I want you to answer these.
Okay.
And first question, who is your favorite sports hero?
As a coach?
No, it's just you.
Just me.
Just answer these questions as you.
Who is my sports hero?
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, because he has AIDS.
But why is that? Because he
beat AIDS. No one else has.
And he's rich.
Yeah.
Okay. Magic Johnson, that's a good answer. I agree. And because his poster's right behind you on the wall, and I think that's your go-to, is just to say whatever you can see. But anyway, here's another good question for you. What are 3 reasons you like being part of a team sport?
Oh, yikes. Well, I really like playing for a team because they're your family.
Uh-huh. That's one.
And, yeah, I know I can count.
Okay.
They're like family. They lift you up when you're down, and they kick you when you're down too. We fight like brothers, but we always come back together again, and it's just a family, and we're all rich together, so that's cool.
Okay. What is the best part about competing?
About competing?
Yeah.
Well, you don't got to worry about competing when you're the best.
Okay. How do your teammates make practice fun?
They don't. It's work, really, but we know we're getting paid for it, so that's cool.
You don't get paid for practice. You don't get paid for the games.
Yeah, but we're getting paid.
No, that is a great sports quote. I think he says, I forget who it is. I think it's Ray Lewis. He says, you pay me for Monday through Saturday. I play Sundays for free. Which is a perfect lead into our next question. What is your favorite sports quote?
That one.
No, what is your favorite sports quote?
If you're not first, you're last.
There you go. Who said that?
Ricky Bobby.
Okay. What emotions do you feel when you play well?
I feel like I didn't let myself down.
Okay.
I feel good about myself.
Who do you wish was watching you perform at every game?
Probably. I don't know.
There's no one.
No.
You can say anybody.
Yeah, but everybody, I'm famous.
You're not
Everybody
famous.
is watching me.
What is your favorite song to listen to prior to competing?
Gold Digger.
What is your favorite movie about sports?
The Longest Yard.
Okay. Have you ever seen it?
No. Is that a movie?
Yeah, I knew you'd know shit. You've seen it. Where do you feel confident in your body?
Well,
them 36 E's. That's me cheering.
yeah, I'd say probably my legs. They're strong. They get me across the field. They never let me down.
Okay. What qualities make a teammate a good team captain?
Good leader.
Okay. What is the one thing you always do after a good performance?
We like to run and jump and hit our butts together.
Okay. What do you do to calm your butterflies while you compete?
Deep yoga breathing.
That's good. Who inspired you as a young athlete?
John Elway.
You just look around the room. We can't answer John Elway and Magic Johnson every time.
No, he just used to play catch with the boys outside in the yard, and that's just so nice. I never had a dad to do that with, so.
Yeah, right.
John Elway.
What is your favorite food to eat the night before a big competition?
You got a carb load, so Taco Bell.
What one word describes you?
Fast.
What do you give up to play sports?
What do I give up?
Yeah.
My brain.
You got CTE?
Yeah.
What is your favorite mantra?
Hold on, it's at the tip of my tongue. If you're not happy where you are, why you chilling so much?
Okay. I like that. Do you think attitude is a factor in winning?
For sure. You got to bring your confidence.
It's true. What image gets you ready to compete?
I don't really participate in that.
Okay. Last question. Thank you for answering these. I know these were tough after today's big game. What mental tool
Tool.
What mental tool do you use under pressure?
Can you give me some options?
I don't know. Concentration, maybe. Focus.
Focus. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Well, that is Shire Learn Sports. And I thought you had some pretty good answers.
Thanks.
What is the biggest competitive moment you've ever had in your life?
Well, I used to be a competitive cheerleader. But I also competed in classical piano.
Ooh.
Yeah. When I was growing up. So I did like competitions, and there would be two grand pianos and a panel of judges, and we'd walk in with our sheet music, and we'd give the judges our sheet music, and we would have a copy of it, and they would follow along as we played. And I would go, and I'd play my song, and then the piano across from me would go, and they'd play their song, and then we had to stand up and curtsy and walk out.
Wait, and then did someone win?
Mm-hmm. Well, then you're like ranked.
What was your rank?
Superior.
Is that good?
That's the best.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, to be honest, you're a great athlete because you won the Nebraska dance-off thing.
Mm-hmm.
To explain what you
So
won?
yeah, that
was a
also,
major competition.
Yeah, the Nebraska ballroom dance.
You're the ballroom dance queen, and you won what?
I'm not. So ballroom dance is crazy, and there's like 3 different levels, and then there's levels within those levels. So I was a bronze level dancer, so the lowest there is. And yeah, I danced 26 entries, so I did 26 dances.
Different dances, right?
Well, I did 9 different dances. 26 times.
All in one day?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a long day. And I placed first in all of them.
In every single competition?
Yes, but that's not against everybody. That's only against the bronze category of people that I was dancing with.
So, like, how many was that? Like, you'd be the same girl every time, or there was, like, 10?
No, yeah. So each time I was out on the floor, there were probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 other couples on the floor with me.
And you won every single time? Mm-hmm. Were the people nice to you?
No.
They were like, this bitch wins again?
Well, they do that at the very end. So you dance all day long, but nobody really, they kind of discourage you from like mingling with other dance studios because the dance teachers are really territorial over their students.
Oh, because that's how they make all their money. So they didn't want you. It's like a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
The ballroom dance is like pimping.
Mm-hmm.
Pimping ain't easy.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a girl that danced with us from my studio at that competition, and she was moving to Kansas, and she had already moved to Kansas, but she was, I guess, doing this last competition with our studio. And there was it was kind of funny. There was an instructor who was this really handsome Latin guy.
Ooh.
Who just got divorced.
Ooh.
And she only competed in the Latin styles, and she looked like Natalie Portman.
Ooh.
And she was probably like 5'8", perfect like hourglass figure, and her dress was immaculate. I mean, she just was gorgeous. And she danced really, really well in the Latin category. And he was the Latin instructor out of Kansas, where she was moving to, newly divorced. So, of course, he was, like, all over her.
Yeah.
And he kept coming over to her and talking to her and asking her questions. And, oh, you're moving to Kansas? And, oh, I'd love for you to come to my studio. And they're talking about it. And she's like, yeah, because she's moving there.
Yeah.
She doesn't see anything wrong with it. And my instructor looks at me, and she was like, I am so disgusted with her right now. That is not how you do this. And she just started talking shit about this girl right in front of her to me about how she just didn't handle this well. And I was like, geez, I didn't realize. I know.
Did people fall down in ballroom dancing a lot?
No.
Would you laugh, or is everybody like, are you all right?
No, I think everybody, it's.
What's like a secret about ballroom dancing that most we wouldn't know? Besides, it's expensive as fuck, right? You spent so much money to win. And what, they give you ribbons or some shit for winning?
Yeah. They don't give you anything. They give you, it's like a cardboard coaster that says you get $1 off your entry in their next competition.
That was the prize?
Yeah. So
you get $26 off if you ever did it again.
if I did 26 entries, I would get $26 off.
How much does it cost to enter?
One entry is $100, and you have to do at least 25 of them.
Oh, so you had to pay $2,500 to win?
I had to pay $2,600 because I danced 26 entries.
And you won every one.
And I won every one.
Your reward is you could come back the next year and pay $25.74.
Yeah, your reward is you can pay $99 instead of $100.
Did people come watch the competition?
Yeah, but it's mostly just like family and friends. But the whole ballroom is full.
Huh.
So it's a whole ballroom with big like banquet tables, and then right in the middle is the dance floor, and then along the back wall is a stage with a panel of judges, and there's probably like, I don't know, 10 judges, and some of them have been on like Dancing with the Stars, and like they're like really good dancers, and so they're sitting there and they're watching you, and then there's photographers and there's cameras like kind of moving around the room with you, and then there's like a whole nother part of it where there's like dressmakers and shoe people, and because you have to wear special shoes.
How long did you train to win?
2 years.
2 years? How much money do you think you put into your ballroom hobby?
I spent $500 a month for 2 years, and the competition cost me $12,000.
$12,000? And then the $12,000 you spent on, because $500 for 2 years, that's $12,000. Then you had to pay $12,000 to compete. Why? That's dresses, shoes, travel. So you spent $24,000 to win 26 coasters.
Yeah, but I did it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And I know how to dance. Like if anywhere we go, I can salsa, I can cha-cha, I can foxtrot, I can tango, I can do any of those things.
So you have to wish you had another boyfriend, because I am the worst dancer, scared of dancing in the whole world.
You know what? I think I never liked going dancing. I never liked being out on a dance floor at a wedding. I'll never forget my aunt and uncle got married, and Mackie pulled me out onto the dance floor, and he was trying so hard to dance with me, and I was so embarrassed. I just felt like I couldn't move, and so I just like let him move my arms, and I just kind of stood there. And something inside of me decided that I wanted to start taking ballroom classes, and it wasn't until then that I actually now, as you saw at my cousin's wedding, will like jump up and probably be the first one on the dance floor.
I know.
But that, I mean, even though I wasn't doing any classical dancing at my cousin's wedding, it's still like you have musical rhythm, and I
Not really.
No, you do. And I've always had musical rhythm, just from like piano and stuff. But there's something about like understanding how to move your body. I don't know. I think you would like it.
If I took lessons with you, how long would it take for me to get okay?
I think you should take lessons by yourself.
What?
Yeah, because it's harder. It's way easier to learn pro-am rather than am. Like, I'm still an amateur, and you're definitely an amateur. So, I mean, if we're just calling it like it is.
If you're calling a spade a shitty, not even a spade that can't move. I dance like a spade.
So, like, anytime I've done classes with other amateurs, you learn, like, maybe 2 steps.
What if a guy gets a boner when he's dancing with you?
That never happens.
Well, what kind
Can
of-
you even get a boner when you're dancing?
I don't know. I've never danced. And I got low testosterone. I don't want to talk about it right now. Well, okay. That wraps up Shire's sports. We got to get into your sports life a little bit. I think it's very impressive.
Yeah.
First of all, I just think you're a badass. You're just like, I'm going to learn dancing. Then you go crush it. And then you go win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish they gave you something cooler that we could hang in the content factory. Do you have one of the coasters? Can we hang it up on the wall in here?
I think I do. I have the medals.
Oh, you got a medal?
I got 2 medals.
Oh, can we hang one in the factory?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Do you even know where it's at?
Yeah, it's in my jewelry box.
Is it what would its value be?
50 cents. I don't know.
Is it that shitty of a medal they gave you?
No, I mean it's maybe valued at $10.
Really?
And that might be high.
That's crazy.
I know.
Well, I think it's cool that you did it.
I just used to do that all the time.
What?
Like I would decide that I wanted to do something and then I would just do it. So like I decided I wanted to learn how to play the violin.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a violin and I took 6 months of lessons. And then I decided I wanted to be a really talented artist. So I just signed up for art classes and took a couple of years of art classes and learned like how to do charcoal drawings and stuff.
So, and I know you're very humble, but so anything you've ever tried, you really like did good at it.
No.
Why? What are you
I
bad
quit
at?
violin after 6 months. That's not an easy
Yeah,
instrument.
6 months. I'm sure it's hard.
And nobody wants to hear anybody learning how to play violin.
That's for sure.
So I think I can play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But you probably learned that in like the first week.
Well, I already know how to read music, so I had an advantage.
Well, what's the next thing you want to do?
Well, after ballroom, I decided I was going to learn how to fly planes because that is cheaper than ballroom, shockingly.
You could be a pilot instead of a Nebraska 25
Yes.
dance recital
Yes.
coaster winner.
Yes, it's $12,000
To learn how to fly?
to be a private pilot, but you can't. So a private pilot can fly themselves and a passenger. A commercial pilot can fly other people in the plane with you. So a commercial pilot isn't always like the big airlines.
Yeah, I think I told you the story when we talked about it before, but one of my old friends, her dad was a pilot, and he got his pilot license before he got his driver's license. He told me he would ride his bike to the airport to take his flying lessons, and he flew a plane before he drove a car. And I was like, obviously he's old, but that was like a thing. I was like, how is that possible? That's crazy,
yeah,
right?
You can do that.
Well, I'm glad. I hope you have other plans.
Yeah.
Let's just buy flights to places that I might propose instead of
It
you.
is that I feel like that is what I've been doing lately is like, I mean, we went through the whole United States the other day to figure out how many states we've been to. And since in probably the past 2 years is when I've really been going and visiting more places.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing right now.
Well, it's good.
Also, I'm, doing this whole gluten-free thing and
Yeah, you're crushing it.
who knows.
Thank you for the followers. Gluten-free and sexy.
I got my stickers.
Yeah, if you guys want a sticker of Shire eating a piece of bacon, it's really hot.
It's gluten-free and sexy.
Yeah. The Patreons are going to get some. So another reason to join Patreon to get this incredible sticker. And that finally wraps up Shire Loves Sports. And now we are on to our next segment, which, what will be the next segment this time? What do you got for us, Shire?
Well, we could just go right into what you're watching.
We can do a quick wrap up of what you're watching. Because what we have watched is 60 Days In, our show.
60 days in, 90 Day Fiance, and then I have been watching My 600-Pound Life, which is fascinating.
Okay, we'll get to that last. Quick 60 Days In update. That's the one where they put the people in prison. They're in a shitty-ass prison in Georgia. They put in 7 people undercover to make it 60 days. 2 have already quit. I think 2 might quit next episode.
Well, one, they know she's 60 days in.
Yeah, I think one might have blown her cover. It's great. We haven't got any big fights or anything yet, but it's really...
Well, a guard quit.
Yeah, they got a guard to quit. But the main thing is they all talk tough, and then they get in there and just, like, one girl's a cop on the outside, and she's like, whatever happens, I'm going to go in this prison. I'll make it 60 days. I'll never cry. She was crying on date too, just blubbering. Mm-hmm. So 60 days in,
Is she
good.
the gluten-free one?
No, the poor gluten-free one. She's close to my heart. She's been in prison for 5 days, and all the food is just shit, and they don't give a shit about gluten-free allergies. So 60 days in's good. We just watched 90 Day Fiancé. It's the same update as every week. They're all on the verge of breaking up. It's just straight train wreck. The good part tonight, I thought, was the one girl went to Nigeria to see her boyfriend, and then I think these people that live in different countries just punk Americans. But they're like, anytime you come to my mom's house, you need to bring a gift. So he made her buy a microwave and take it. And then the American lady's like, well, you can't tell me to do this. And he's like, that's my culture in Nigeria. That's what, if you ever come. And my mom wants a microwave. So then they had to go buy a microwave and like a blender. And that was good. And then what else? I don't know. There's one like girl from Finland that came over and she didn't want her boyfriend to drink. And if he drinks, he can't kiss her.
She's the worst.
She's the worst. They're all bad. They're all going to break up. One actually finally did break up. The guy flew home because his girl is childish.
The Brazil girl and the Connecticut wine guy.
Yeah. The only one that's going to make it is the one that actually makes it all the time is the rich white dude with a young, hot Brazilian chick. Mm-hmm. So that's 90 Day Fiance, but here's one I want to learn about because I don't watch it with you because even the previews, she had it on tonight when I started eating pizza, and it just grosses me out because these people are just so enormously fat.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all humongous.
So the one that I've been watching in particular, it's the Asante brothers.
Shout out to Brett. Didn't Brett?
Yes, this is Brett's recommendation. So I'd been watching it, but I hadn't seen this particular episode. The Asante brothers are two brothers. One is over 800 pounds.
Which is, how tall do you think he is?
I don't think he's that tall.
So, but like...
Over 800 pounds. He can't walk.
Is that like, I was to say, what does he do? He can't fit in a car.
He just sits in bed and screams at people. So he's over 800 pounds, and his brother is over 600 pounds. But his brother sees him, like, ruining his life, and his brother's still like mobile and can get around at 600 pounds, and so his brother's trying to do good. He hasn't really lost any weight, but he's maintained, and so he's working it out. The really big guy has gotten kicked out of every hospital he's been in. Normally on this show, the patient goes and sees Dr. Now, and Dr. Now, I think I talked about this last week. Dr. Now puts him on a plan, sends him home, tells him, you got to be 100 pounds lighter when you come back to see me in 2 months. Well, for this guy, they just admitted him to the hospital. After 2 months, he'd lost over 100 pounds because they were just feeding him hospital food.
Yeah.
But he was screaming at the the hospital staff. Because he's also addicted to pain pills. So he's addicted to pain pills and he's addicted to food. He is just like high all the time and then like 800 pounds. So they kick him out of the hospital. He has to go to this apartment and have like a nurse that comes and helps him. He just screams at her the whole time. He calls his dad and like threatens his dad.
But why does anyone put up with it?
I don't know.
I would just let him die.
Well...
Because he can't do anything. He just has to sit there. And I'd say, if you treat me like this, I'm not bringing you any food, you fat piece of shit.
The problem is the doctors can't do that because that's malpractice.
Okay.
And if the dad does it, it's on the dad's conscience. Mm-hmm. And so I think everybody's kind of in this weird place. I think that they should put him in a medically induced coma and get his weight down into like the 500s. And then do gastric bypass surgery. Yeah. But even then, I mean, his skin, he's going to have so much skin. Yeah. But then once he's lighter, they could put him through psychotherapy to help him cope with everything that he's dealing with and then potentially get off drugs. 20-something.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, he's young.
Does he have an eating disorder? How did he get so fat?
Yeah. He eats like an entire large pizza and a 2 liter of Coke, and then like 2 hours later eats more food. Like,
Really?
yeah.
All right. So do you recommend it? Should our listeners watch it?
It is fascinating. It's fascinating. And it will really help you to not binge on snacks while you're watching TV.
Yeah, like I said, I had a whole pizza in front of me, and I was like, I can't watch and eat this.
I know.
Okay.
I
So
was planking last night when I was watching it. I was watching it and I was like, I should probably do some planks while we're sitting here.
So that's our recommendation. Mm-hmm. And we haven't watched anything else really, right?
A lot of football.
Yeah, but football's over. Are you happy?
Well, it just means basketball.
Well, I'm glad you got it figured out. Which is your favorite?
Yeah, I do like basketball.
Would you like the Olympics?
Eh.
All right. We almost crept back into Shire love sports, but we're out of that. Okay, on to the next thing. That's what we're watching. As always, if you have a recommendation for what we should be watching, you know what we need to watch is this Aaron Hernandez documentary.
Yes.
Everyone says it's pretty good.
Yes.
So we're gonna try to watch that this week, and we'll report on it next week.
Perfect.
Once you guys have all watched it, but you can get our update. And that is what we're watching.
I almost just said dead to us.
Alrighty.
So I have a really funny story about Chancellor, and then I have a quote.
Chancellor.
Chancellor.
I gotta get a Chancellor sound effect. What would be a good Chancellor sound effect?
I don't think we need to worry about it.
Okay, someone hates sound effects. What's this one? It's got a little Chancellor feel to it, right?
I don't think he would like that.
Okay, shut that shit off. You know what?
What? What an idiot! Oh, what a loser! Good.
That's how you made me feel right there when you discount my sound effects. But okay, Chancellor time. Chancellor.
Okay.
Okay.
So, one of my most favorite stories about Chancellor that really describes who he is to his core is he entered a photo contest through my salon probably 2 years ago with these two other girls. They all happened to be working the same day. They announced the contest, and it was like a team contest, so you create your team, whatever. Well, everybody found out that Chancellor, Allie, and Elle were a team, and nobody else participated.
Oh, because they knew they couldn't beat him?
Yeah, I think probably. So, anyway, they produced gorgeous hair and gorgeous pictures. Magazine quality easily. But they won, and they won, but they won because they were the only ones who participated. So, whatever. But I think that they would have won anyway. The prize was a trip to Europe.
Wow.
Yeah. A 5-day.
So they must have, wait, just real quick. So then everyone must have known they were going to win. Because that's a good prize. That's not like winning like a fucking Starbucks gift card.
And the funny thing, too, was Brittany tried to create her own secret team with two other stylists, and they like created a Pinterest board, and they were pinning stuff to their Pinterest board, but they didn't make the Pinterest board private, so we all knew that they were like secretly planning a photo shoot. And nobody said anything. Everybody was just like, what are they doing?
So you could have tried, but you didn't even try it.
No, they created their team, and I was like, Chancellor's gonna win it. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna waste my time if I know that it's not gonna be worth my time. So they get this trip to Rome, and it's a 5-day class, and they all decide to stay, I think, for 2 weeks. So they fly over there, and Elle is just this like really cool, down to earth, like hippie girl. She stays in hostels all over the world. She backpacks. She's a coffee girl.
She can adjust to anything. She's good.
Yeah, she's great. Allie is your typical only child sorority girl. A lot of stories about her. And then
She doesn't still work with you,
No,
right?
neither
Okay.
one of them do.
Okay. I'm always in.
I think they both got fired.
I'm always in
maybe?
HR mode here. Like, please don't lose your job over this podcast.
Yeah. No, Elle got fired, and I think Allie got fired or quit or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and then Chancellor, who was fabulous. So they fly to Rome. They land, get off the plane, and there is a limo with champagne waiting for Chancellor with an iPad that says his name on it. And he looks at the girls and he goes, "All right, girls, have fun at your hostel." And he gets in his limo and takes off.
Wait, and they were supposed to be a team.
They were all going to the class together, but he's like, He's like, "I'm booking my own hotel where I want to stay, and I'm going to have a limo pick me up." And he just left them at the airport. And he was like, "All right, I'll see you at the class. Have fun at your hostel. Bye."
Were they mad at him?
I don't know, because it's such a Chancellor move that you can't really be mad at him for just being himself. But somebody was talking about traveling the other day at work, and I brought that up, and I was laughing so hard. And then the next day, Chancellor came in, and I was like, "Oh my God, I was just reliving your Rome trip." And he looks at me, and in front of everybody, he like makes a smirk, and he goes, "Have fun at your hostel, honey. You ain't never traveled with a bitch like this."
And that is your Chancellor.
And that's your
Quote of
Chancellor
the
quote.
week. I love it.
I know.
Traveling in style. That's the way to do it. If you
Yeah.
can do it, we both have been fortunate enough to go on some cool trips with money. I mean, not money changed your life, but it does makes traveling's tough anyway, but
Yeah.
it definitely makes a difference if you can afford to do it right.
Yeah. Well,
But I love it. That's the classic Chancellor. I could just
I
see him
know.
just champagne and limo. See him, bitches.
yeah. A guy in a suit just holding up a sign waiting for him, and he just looked at them like, "See ya."
Later, losers.
Later, losers.
And that is Chancellor's fabulous quote of the week. What do we got left? What else do you have for us?
Well, hey, babe. Can we talk about something?
You know it. That's what I'm here for.
So, I was listening to the radio today on my drive to Colorado Springs.
Why? When you could be listening to podcasts. Can you just talk about real quick how much you hate podcasts, even though this is a podcast that we're on, and I have tried to convert you to a podcast listener, and I have downloaded podcasts I think you would like, and you have never made it more than 2 minutes.
I know.
You've never
I'm a
listened to none of
visual
my
person.
podcasts? Nothing.
I know. I'm a visual person. Here's the perfect example. We'll be sitting on the couch next to each other. Do you ever hear anything off of my phone ever?
No?
Right. When you look at stuff on your phone, it is like volume as loud as it could possibly go
I'm old.
while we're watching something else on TV. So
No,
have
but I
like,
try not to do that. But sometimes I do it during commercials or something.
it's like every time we're watching something, which whatever, that's just your fun little quirky thing that you do. But that's the difference between us. I think you're more of an auditory person, and I am definitely a visual person, and I don't really care about the auditory.
Can you masturbate to porn on silent?
I do.
With no sound?
I never listen to sound. The sound
Oh.
drives me crazy.
See, I'm the opposite. I have to have sound.
That's funny. Yeah.
But
See,
then I
I am
guess
not
you-
a sound person.
Well, okay. But you like the radio.
Yeah, but that's like music and I'm singing along to it.
Could you listen to a book on tape?
No.
Nothing? Mm-mm. I always worry about what I say on a podcast. I was like, oh, she'll never hear this. She hates podcasts. If you didn't have your spy, Emily, I could really say whatever I want. Shout out to Emily.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You were listening to radio.
So I was listening to the radio, and in between songs, the guy said if he had an extra $1,000 of disposable income, he would buy a Roomba. And I was like, if I had an extra $1,000 of disposable income, I would buy another Louis. And then I was like, I wonder what Brandt would buy.
What I would buy with $1,000?
Just like nothing responsible. Just like, hey, just do whatever you want with this.
That's like corny as it is to say, I would buy what we're saving for on the Patreon as a camera to shoot video down here in the content factory. Because I think me and Tone are working so hard on this YouTube channel to get it going and all the social media. So I've been talking to like social media people and trying to really get us some momentum. And everyone's like, you got to shoot video of your podcast, but it's hard because most of my guests are on the phone. You're the only one. So but that's a boring answer, but that's what I logically would do. But if I just had $1,000 to bet to do something with, I'd probably just what came out of my mouth, bet with it or gamble. I would go play poker or
Really?
Or like, I like to gamble. Like those games are fun to watch today, but if we could bet on them more. But I don't have money. I have to be frugal with my money and pay my bills and hang out with you. But if I was rich, like to win money is so much better than to earn money. So I'd go play poker, or I always wanted those Jordans that you bought me for Christmas.
Would you ever want to have like a full shoe closet
If I was super rich.
of like any Jordan in any color?
Nah. I had that at one point when I was younger, when I had all that money as a gambler.
Ooh, la-ti-da, Richie
No,
Rich.
I had like 20 pairs of shoes, but no, that's why I'm so happy you got me those for Christmas, because I really always wanted those. But if I just had $1,000 today, I would buy. Well, I'll tell you what the thing, we were talking about how our brains work. My brain doesn't work like that, because I had $1,000 before. I've picked up $1,000 dinner tabs like nothing back in the days. So my brain only works like when I buy Powerball tickets. A lot of the time when I'm walking around, I just think about what I'd buy if we won Powerball.
But that's why it's more fun, because when you win Powerball, like whatever, you can buy whatever you want. But when you only have $1,000 of disposable income, then it's almost like you have to budget your fun money.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I'm like really nostalgic. Like I spend a lot of time on eBay looking. Like I wish I would have bought that Mitch Hedberg autograph.
yeah.
I like all this stuff in this room. This content factory has become so important to me because all this stuff is like means. I don't know what that is about my childhood or what that says about me, but I'm really into like old stuff.
I know.
Like
That
it's
is
crazy. Like
something-
I watched my high school basketball team play on this computer yesterday, even though I'm close friends with the coaches are Randy's one of my best friends and Coach Lane's. I'm friends with the whole staff, but I think I'm so nostalgic for home, even though I can't live there. So I don't know if that
Why
answers
can't
your
you
question.
live there?
Well, we could, but it's just windy. I mean, you want to move to Cheyenne?
I mean, you're supposed to be the mayor, so.
Well, if I run for mayor, we've talked about it a little bit on here. There's a chance I'll run for mayor, and I think I would win. And I would have $1,000 disposable income if I became the mayor, because it pays like $100,000. And I did 2 sold-out shows last night, and they gave me fucking $50 a show, and I was pissed off, to say the
Yeah.
least. This business is so goddamn frustrating. So it's funny you say, what would you do with $1,000? I have no idea, because I haven't had an extra $1,000 since I did that gambling story we heard about on here. And you know what I did then is I just blew it on. I went and saw Peyton's first game. I flew to Montana to see Pearl Jam. I don't know. What do you guys at home? I hope you guys are playing along in your head. Here's the real question: if I win Powerball, let's see what it's at right now. I guess it's not going to matter if it's 320 million or 400. But what would you, if I win Powerball on Wednesday? What was the first thing you want me to buy you?
A house.
A house.
That's always going to be my answer.
But where? Like what house?
I want I don't know. Part of me feels like I would want to buy like a really old, gorgeous historical home and then just completely like revamp it.
Well, you can buy more than one. What would that cost? $1 million?
No, it'd probably be more than that. But yeah, we
Well,
could
the
buy more than.
drawings-
But like the house that we would live in, I would want to build my dream home.
Yeah. Well, we would live right downtown.
Yeah,
I already have it picked
that's
up.
fine.
But you can
buy
have
that
another
city
house.
block that you want.
They sold it. No, I'd buy the penthouse in the Four Seasons
That's
for
right.
$12 million. But it's right above Comedy Works. I mean, I would still. This is crazy, but if I was on the schedule to do a show at Comedy Works and I won Powerball on Wednesday, but I was set to perform on like Friday with Theo, I would still go do my shows.
I've always said that too. I've always said even if I won Powerball, I think I would still go to work.
Yeah. I hope one day I'll be rich and famous because I think I'd be the regular person. Who knows? But I'm sure everybody says that. So yeah, anyway, if you have an extra $1,000, what you guys should do is spend 7 of it on the Patreon and then buy whatever else you guys want. You know what? If I won all this money, I'd give away so much. Here's something I'm going to say right now on the podcast. To the 34 Patreons we have, if I do win Powerball on
You're getting
Wednesday,
your $7
no,
back.
I'm going to give you, what should I give them? You know what? I'm gonna make this promise right now on Patreon to my Patreons, and you guys still have time to sign them up if you want to on Wednesday. But if I do it, so if you joined our Patreon, you paid $7 a month for a year. That's $84. So if I win Powerball on Wednesday, I'm giving all 34, or if anybody else wants to join in by Wednesday, every one of you is getting $84,000. Boom.
$84,000?
$84,000 each to our Patreons. Do the math on that if you want. 34 times 84. And it's a promise. I just said it on here.
Well,
how much would it be?
It's only like $3 million.
Well, that's what I'm committing. You guys bet on us, and now hopefully you'll be rewarded. So everybody root for, and let's make another deal with our listeners. If one of you wins Powerball that's not a Patreon already, you got to become a Patreon. Fair?
That sounds great to me.
But I hope, you guys, I'm lucky. I'm lucky in life. This could be it. Well, how crazy would it be if you signed up for our Patreon and then you made $84,000? I'm rooting for you guys. I'm rooting for me a little, really rooting for you guys. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Sorry. This is why the Powerball is crazy for me. People say, so my roommate Andrew Slater would be like, you should never buy Powerball tickets. You're never going to win. I was like, well, you're never going to win with that attitude, first of all. But the enjoyment I get out of Powerball, like I never go to a movie theater. So if you go to a movie, that's like 2 hours. If I buy Powerball tickets, I'll think about it probably at least like 10 hours.
Part of me thinks that because you're so consumed with it, I don't know if you'll ever win.
Well, I'll probably never win, not because I'm consumed with it,
well,
but because
like
the odds are
thing.
like, oh, who do you think is going to win? People that don't.
People who are just like, I'm probably never going to win. And then they're like,
that's what everybody thinks. You think I actually think I'm going to win?
Well, you do a lot of planning.
You don't got to get ready if you stay ready, right,
That's
Chancellor?
True.
But anyway, I can dream when I go to bed in an hour. This is a problem. This is why I don't sleep at night. You should have never brought this up, because I'll be thinking about buying shit for Teddy and how happy. Because I know most of our Patreons personally, and if I got to give them each $84,000, they would. I spend half the time winning Powerball and giving away the money, but not to charity, to my friends.
Yeah.
I would catch a lot of shit, but I would be like, because I was a charity case my whole life. Just like these guys donating $7. There's been so many people that helped me as just a broke comedian or just a dumbass. Give it back to them.
That's great.
But anyway, what else you got? We're on a tangent.
That's it, babe. We are done.
That's it?
That's it.
All
Unless
right.
you have anything else you want to add.
Nah, it's been a good episode. I want to give a shout out again to everybody listening. We're already over 13,000 downloads for the month, and we still have, 2 weeks left in the month? Right?
Yes. One? Yeah.
What's today?
Here's the real question.
How many days?
What is the Hawaii countdown?
I don't know.
3.5 weeks until Hawaii and 2 weeks until the end of the month.
Oh, so last month we were at 19,000. We're going to break 20,000 this month.
That's great.
So thank you guys for all listening. Thank you guys. That's just, let's keep it simple. You guys are the best. And thanks for sharing it and telling people. I'm doing better trying to promote it on stage instead of saying tonight when they asked, what do you want for credits? I said, don't say Comedy Central. Just say he has a new podcast called Craigslist Chaos. Where he just calls random people on Craigslist.
What about me?
Well, then they can find you once they get through the Craigslist. But as an audience member, what would click with you more?
First of all, if you type in Craigslist Chaos, it doesn't come up. You have to type in the 31.
You can type in Craigslist Chaos. It'll come up, won't it?
No.
Try it right now.
I tell my clients to do it all the time. And they're like, oh, I can't find it. And I'm like, type in the 31. And then they find it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we might have to change that.
I tried to tell you.
Well, I can't. Then if we do it like that,
Tried to tell you.
I have to make every
Never
episode.
listen to me.
I'd have to make a brand new page. I think this is convenient for these guys because they all go to the same page. Craigslist chaos. What's going to happen? Oh no, the 31 pops up right off. What are you talking about?
Oh, on mine it doesn't.
It says the 31, and then if you scroll down, all the episodes are there, which we're at 17.
Joe Rogan pops up on mine.
Under Craigslist chaos?
Yep.
What, under new podcasts or all podcasts?
Under all.
Oh, well. That's all Joe needs. Is more. You know why? It's because I probably hashtag Joe Rogan and all my fucking... Who cares? This is such a stupid business. I hope I win Powerball. I love that you guys...
So does everybody listening now.
I love that you guys support me, but man, this shit is so... Like I said, me and Tone has been so good and positive, but I just get... We are working so hard to try to grow these numbers, and they're growing.
They're growing.
But I got to be patient.
We're definitely seeing it.
But we're putting out so much good shit, and I just... But anyway,
yeah.
that's... I'll deal with that the next 3 hours as I lay in bed. But let's wrap it up.
But
what do you got coming up this week? Anything big?
I'm going to New York.
When do you leave?
Well, no, actually, that's next week.
When do you leave next week?
I leave... Okay, you popped up that time. I leave this Saturday.
Oh, sweet. Well, so we might not have an episode till you get back from New York. But the good news is the Content Factory will just be me and Teddy if any of you guys want to come over and hang out.
I also have jury duty this week.
Oh, yeah, we should get some content from that. We might do a special episode of Shire's jury duty. I hope you get it.
I don't.
Well, I told you just don't go.
What if they give it to me and I'm like, I have to go to New York on business?
I don't know. I told you they've sent 50 to me. I've thrown 50 in the trash. I wouldn't go at all, but you're going because you're scared. Because you're a little baby. And you're going to miss New York. Well, okay, so we'll have an update on Shire's jury duty. Shire will be packing for New York. I have shows. We struck out on Santino. He had his wife with him, so he couldn't do the podcast. I'll be doing shows with Theo Vaughn this week, sold-out shows. I don't know what Theo will do it with us or not, but we'll see. But I'm going to have a new 31 for you guys on Tuesday or Wednesday, and of course, new Craigslist Chaos. And everything else is all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
You guys have been the best. We love you. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, rate, comment if you haven't yet. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, do all those tricks. And let's keep it rolling. And we hope you guys had fun this week learning about ballroom dancing. And we had a long Shire Sports one. So
I know.
But anyway, we love all you guys. Thanks for listening. And remember, if you don't listen to this show, you ready? We're going to nail this time. You ready?
I'm ready.
If you don't listen to this show, you are dead to us.